Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Anno 1800. Coming at you with another edition of our Import Island series. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. And as always, if you are enjoying the series, if you're enjoying each of these episodes, then please go ahead and make sure you hit that like button every single time. It helps me out oh so much, as you know. Okay, today we start down by the harbor. And actually just outside the harbor in our warehousing district. We worked on this. Oh, look at all the people on the bikes. Look at that. Penny farthings. So we have... hello there, lady. So we have our warehousing, and I just kind of polished it off and kind of got it all done up and the way we want. I put a little bit of a park in here in the middle just to kind of give people a place to go, you know. Just something kind of spruce the area up a little bit. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good, if I do say so myself. We have the warehousing all the way down to the end of the harbor like that. Comes all the way down towards the mountains at that edge there. And it looks pretty good, I think. So as you back out here, you can see what we've done from the sky. And I've tidied it up a little bit. I'm not 100% sure it's exactly going to look like this in the end. Once we eventually get rid of this area, there's a chance that I could add a little bit more space on the back. Maybe make it look a little less cramped. But I think it's pretty good. Be curious to see what you guys think. But I think it's going pretty well the way it is and the way I've got it laid out there. So pretty happy about it. But today we have so much to do, so let's not fret. I've taken out all the trees, and the poor animals are naked. They don't know what to do. Honestly, I feel kind of bad about what we're about to do to them. I don't even know what's going to happen to them. I guess they'll just slowly vanish, I don't know. There's so many of them, I kind of have them trapped. I feel bad. So what I've done is I've been playing around with some different layout ideas and how we're going to kind of make this area get filled in. And I've been playing around with the layout for our outside track here. And I think I'm happy with it. I actually kind of been back and forth on it. I actually had the rail on the outside at one point. Or I started on the inside, then I was like, no, I'm going to put it on the outside. And then after I put it on the outside, I'm like, ooh, I don't know if I like it on the outside, because if I put the rail on the outside, then it's going to interfere with me being able to make nice transitions into our areas, like our World's Fair and our museum and stuff like that. All of our attractions for our tourists. It'll take away from our ability to create transitions wherever that's going to be from our tourist path into those areas, because you'd have to like cross over the tracks. And so I decided to put it back on the inside, and then the tracks will just have to cross over at the points where we need to put in our power. So I think we're going to need 6 power plants. I think we're going to need like one in here. I think we could probably get away with one here and then one more here. I think if we do it that way, we reach everything that we're going to need to. I'm pretty sure. But what we're going to do is I tried a bunch of different things, and I've kind of got a layout, and I've actually got it marked off a little bit here for where we want our roads to be. And I'm not 100% sold that this is necessarily going to be exactly where everything goes, but I think it's a really good start. So we're going to go ahead and get started with it anyway. And what we actually have here... I don't know why that's... let me double check something here. This was supposed to be 3, 6... sorry, 3, 6, space, 3, 6. Okay, that's right. I think this one... Yeah, this one's supposed to be gone, I think. I don't know why that's there. I'm not sure why that was there. The spacing should be 3, 6, and then a space, and then 3, 6 get into there. Then that's going to be a boulevard. Yeah, so that should, if this works out the way I'm hoping it will, that should be good. So what'll happen is, and then I'm just going to put these up in here like this, and this is basically going to be a really big main boulevard section up the middle, and hopefully it'll look pretty good. You can see here, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's going to look fantastic. So what I want to do is first, I want to just kind of get some guys moved over here, and I'm not going to worry about exactly how they start out looking. I'm just going to put them in just so you guys can get an idea of the look that we're going to have. It's moving day, everybody. It's moving day. Everybody's getting a new place to live. And this is obviously a little bit on the tedious side, but you guys will get an idea. Whoops. You guys will get an idea of how it will look at the very least and what the layout will be. And then, obviously, I'm not going to move all 140 of these in this next little segment of the video, but I want you guys to see the overall general idea of what I had in mind. So you can give some feedback if you wanted to. You know, leave a comment down below. Help me out. Get a little action going here on YouTube, you know. So those are the two basic layouts that I kind of want to go with, whether it's engineers or investors. So in excuse me, in any situation, there's either going to be a small little park area or a more of a bigger plaza area. And what will happen is we're going to go like smaller, bigger, smaller, and then smaller, bigger, smaller. So the smaller ones are going to be a little bit more common. And then we'll kind of do the same thing all the way up. And what I actually might do is I'm just going to show you my overall idea for the road layout. I'm not 100% sure it's going to work the way I want it to 100%. But, you know, we'll see what we can do. This, obviously, this corner is going to be a little bit finicky. Is this come across here? I might actually be able... You know what I can actually do? I'm actually going to be able to do this, yeah. I'm going to take this rail part of the rail section out. And I'm going to delete this. And this is actually going to come up here perfectly. Just like that. Because what's going to happen is... I'm going to delete all this. And this will be the path where the rail goes. And now you'll be able to see why part of me kind of wanted to put the rail on the outside, because now you've kind of got this break in the path going around. But I decided I would rather have that on 6 occasions than to have to, every time we go to make a transition into, like, for instance, the Botanical Gardens, we'd have to, like, basically have a blank spot where there was tracks all the way through here and then start the kind of open walkway plaza gardeny kind of area that we want to do in transition, you know, with a railroad track going right through the whole thing. Excuse me. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So what'll happen is this rail will actually be able to come in here and we'll be able to plop down a power plant, for instance, something like this. And then we could just go like this, and we would actually be able to delete, obviously, this right here. So then the power would just come right into there, and then we'll have another one somewhere around midway, and then another one down in this area section here to cover this corner. There's going to be one here, probably one right in here, and then another one here. And I'm hoping, based on our layout, that will cover everything. I kind of took a quick look, and I put one down over in this area here, and it kind of got to the point where I think it was going to work. And we're going to have a park in the middle, obviously, so that'll help us with range as well. And yeah, so I'm just going to lay down a few of these roads so you guys start to get an idea. It's too bad that didn't line up. Is this 3, 6 and a space, 3? Yeah, that's right, yeah. And then we can come down here. It doesn't really matter. I don't have to film the whole thing. This is going to be a boulevard down the middle with an extra layer. Like that. And then we'll go like this. Like that. And that actually will go. That'd be nice, actually. Just like that. So, there's a couple more roads here. Like that. And like that. What's going to happen is we're gonna need a couple of banks. And what I'm gonna do is, in the end, I think it's gonna be engineers down in this section, and we'll have engineers down in this section, and then the entire center section will be investors, I think, or at least until we get to the amount that we need investors in order to get to the final level. Oh my god, the notifications, I am sorry, they're getting really annoying. So the so the engineers will basically live on the ends, and then the investors will go in the middle. And we could have some engineers coming around the outside, but investors for sure in the middle section and a lot of this area. So the middle area of this section, as you can see here, this is going to be the park area. This section right here is going to be all park. Right, and then it's going to be all the way around the outside will be stuff. So that's the overall idea. And then we're going to need power, and we're going to need the stuff. So what we'll be able to do is we're going to need theaters, of course, and we'll put maybe a theater at each end to cover the engineers. And then we'll maybe do, I think we're going to do like bank members club. And apologize for the interruption, but it is just voice volume. Boom. Just like that. Back. There we go. That was just really getting on my nerves. All right. So we have the track going around the outside to hit 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. That'll be good. Somewhere over in here, the track will probably come down. What I'll probably end up doing long term is this track will come down through here and come across, and then we'll find a way to get it into here. This is obviously going to be something we need to figure out in the future. And then so the track can come out and go up here, and then the track can come out and go up to there. And then we'll have 2 splits, and then there'll be 3 on each side. And that should be pretty good, I think. So yeah, this is our overall layout. Now let's just show you. Give you an idea here. So in this section here, we're going to get another, here, engineers, and we're going to have a power plant in here. And what I want to do is I want to kind of get it as close to the edge as we can. Let me see. Can we get it to there? No, we can't. I think there is a good spot. And what we'll do is we'll have our hole right here, and then that will go into there like that. And then what we'll do as well is we're going to need a section in here for the road to go through. And the reason I obviously wanted it to line up with this road, so what I've done is I've come over to one side, and then we'll just do a road like that off the side, and then we can surround it by trees in order to kind of hide it away from the peoples. So we'll go like that, go like this, and let's go with the mature trees like that. Just like that. What factory? I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. So there you go. That is how we get the power. Now, if you look over here, we get kind of right to like this edge, and then of course this one isn't fed, so you can see the green here. So if we put one in the middle, the expectation will be that one here in the middle will go up the center and reach. This is obviously park here, so we really just need to kind of fill in this area here, right? And then we put another one over here that just needs to like kind of reach this. And I think it's probably going to work. Probably going to work for us. If we had to, if for whatever reason we had to add more, we could have put like one here and space them out a bit more. But I definitely feel like we can reach the middle. Because even here, you can see that this guy gets to the middle, right? And so that with this length, if there's somebody here, he's going to get to the middle as well. And then someone down here will get to the middle. And as long as, you know, you don't even have to get to here. You just need to get to this border, right, all the way around, and it feels like it'll be pretty good. It's not impossible that the one here should get right to there. Catch that. And this guy, yeah, it'll be super close. It'll be super close, but we'll see. I think it's gonna be good. So let's not worry about that. I think what I'm gonna do is, sure, I'm not gonna waste anything on that. What I'm going to do is we're going to start to lay out where our other buildings can go as well. So to start with, we're going to want our banks for our investors, right? And I think that's under engineer, yeah. And my thought was, if we have 2 of them, and I think I want them to face, what would be the front of the building? Probably that would be the front of the building. I mean, they're both kind of similar. That's got the flowers to out front. Yeah, I'm gonna say the area with the more flowers out front is the big like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it right there, and I would put another one over here like this, something like that. And they basically, the boulevards are kind of run into them, but I think it's actually going to look kind of interesting. I have a bit of an idea for that. So completing these boulevards, this will come along here, and then there. This one comes to here. And my thought was, I was thinking about putting like a newsstand on that little corner there, right by where the bankers go into work. And then the same thing here. This comes to here, and then again you have the option. Maybe throwing in a newsstand down in here. Or maybe do a newsstand on each end or something. I don't know. So the park area would be this here. And I'm not necessarily sure I'm going to keep all of the boulevard sections. I might consider actually getting rid, potentially, of this. Just so that we're not wasting too much space with roads, if you will. Something like that. So those boulevards would come to an end there. Maybe. I don't know. But I kind of like the idea of having a little bit more space for the park to grow and be a little bit bigger. And then as you click on these, you'll be able to see that the bank gets pretty much everywhere. You can see it reaches all the way down to here on a road. And then this is basically going to be the end of where we have our engineers section here. And even down in here, like once we have a road that goes all the way down through here, you'll be able to see that it actually does get to full green down in here. There might be a section here where they're just slightly off of full green, but yeah, the bank coverage is good, I think, with this for sure. And then the members clubs for the investors, I was thinking we have these sections here, and what I was thinking about doing was having something like this there, and then this over here like this. Now I'm running out of stuff. What do I need? Windows? Yeah, I need more windows. Not that it matters at this very moment. We're just talking about layout, right? So this would be the overall layout. And then what I was thinking I could do is, if you look here, we could potentially have like 3 homes along this, and then just do like a little bit of a gardeny area, just a small little space around that. And then the same kind of thing here. There's a little bit of space just to do a little bit of extra plaza area around the outside of the banks and stuff like that. But that's going to be the overall idea of how we deal with that. This guy here, no. I just wanted to see if I could find this guy right here. Absolutely perfect that you're standing there. We need windows. and go over here. Not that it matters necessarily that we get that filled in, but that's the overall idea of how we do that. And then again, like I said, it would be the same idea even out to here as we begin to move these guys along like this. This overall arching idea is what I want. And in particular, the park isn't going to end up being quite as big as I kind of envisioned when I first started, but I felt like there was, like, once you get rid of all the trees and all that big open nature area, you start to look and see, you know, it's not as big as it looks once you, like, take all the trees away and put in your roads and your stuff like that. It's like, it's not that big. And we're going to have lots of room to get lots of guys in, don't get me wrong. But, you know, my envision was like a nice big park. And in reality, it's going to end up being a pretty significantly smaller park than I originally envisioned. But yeah, I think we're going to be happy with it for sure, overall. And we've got, like I said, this is going to be good. So from the park, you know, as you're down here on the ground, the park, it's going to be lined with investors. There's just going to be the little gaps, but like basically just all around, all you're going to see is just, you know, almost like the Central Park look in New York, where, you know, you're in the park and it's just this lines of residential buildings all the way around and all the fancy things. So, you know, to further the point, so I try to drag these guys over here as quickly as I can for you. You know, you've kind of got that look, and it'll go all the way around here and all the way down here. And what I might actually do, in fact, I think I definitely will do, is this will actually go to here. And then these guys, whoops, these guys would go on the inside. Like that. And then the park around that. And so then again you have that, and then the bank, and then again all the way to here, and then the bank. So this would come down here. And as you do this, like that, and like that, like that. And once we have this surrounded, you'll get a really good idea of what my vision was for this park. And like I said, not quite as big as I originally intended, as I originally kind of hoped. But we had to make a compromise when we realized the space wasn't as big as it is, not quite as big as maybe you thought. Wow. That just shot me over to an entirely other island. There we go. And obviously I'm going to reposition these buildings, and but yeah, I think that'll look pretty good. I'll get like, this will be obviously standing in the middle of the park, and you'll see like buildings, bank, buildings all the way along, buildings all the way along. I think it's going to look pretty good. I think it's going to look pretty sharp indeed. So that gives us this. Now the last thing we need is we need theaters, I believe. And obviously the power. Oh, and universities for engineers. So universities and theaters. So one thought is, this area is going to be basically the entrance area for, like a big plaza kind of area for the entrance of the tourists. And if this is going to be essentially engineers, we have to find room, essentially, for a university and a theater. Because the university and the theater are not required by the investors, so they only need to be down in this area. What I could actually do is put them potentially on the inside here and just have them go through that way. And that way we save on space, because it would this will definitely be investors all the way to here. And then obviously investors all the way down this side and all the way down that side and around the back. And then maybe in this area, this will be this will be engineers to here and here, and then we don't have to waste any space. We could just put the university. Let's just see that. Let me go like this, and let me go grab some stuff here like this. And if I were to go like this, oops, and I were to go like this, just out of curiosity, I'm just kind of just playing around here. So if we go variety theater, something like that, it reaches, essentially, there's a little bit of light green on the opposite corner, but essentially there. And then if we go university, same thing, that gets reach. It gets the full reach. So we could, you know what we could do? We could put them on like this. So we put one there and put the theater here. Obviously do up a little bit of stuff around the outsides. And that actually would actually look pretty cool. So we'd have the entrance here, nice giant plaza of entrance area. We'll do up some gardeny type stuff around the University Museum. You know, maybe keep a little natural green in behind them. Who knows? And then this will essentially be the entrance area plaza for that. And then those actually get coverage. So that's coverage. Again, little bit of missing here, but we're not going to worry about it too much. And then the same thing over here. And on this end, we're going to have a little bit more space because I think what I probably do, this one unfortunate clay deposit, but other than that, you can't complain too much about the island we got. This will come down here and probably cut across in here and somewhere in this area. So we're going to have a little bit more area for engineers down here. This is probably twice as deep as this section here. So in this particular case, we will probably keep the university and theater somewhere more central and then surround it there. But that's something that'll have to be kind of laid out in the future. But I think overall, I'm happy with how this is going to be. Like I said, where do those windows get over here? Let's just go ahead and drop those off. Might help me do a little bit of upgrading so we don't have to stare at these silhouettes. Promotion, not possible. Oh no, we steal now. Of course. Of course we do. That's okay. So I think that's pretty good. And like I said, it'll obviously fill out. This will be the botanical gardens. The zoo is going to come down in here eventually. We'll have one section basically below where the engineers are. We're going to have one strip section like this where we'll have a section of artisans and a section of workers just to kind of complete the concept of the island, if you will. Because, you know, you'd want artisans and workers and stuff that would theoretically be working at the different exhibits. They would be creating, you know, the people who work physically at all of the tourist attractions, you know, wouldn't necessarily be the investors and the engineers. So you need people like workers and artisans to fulfill those needs. And then so that will be kind of the workers area down here by the docks. And that fulfills our role-playing aspect, if you will, of making this all have a lot of sense to it. So I think we're pretty good. Like I said, the you can see here that we get this particular power plant here gets to this point out here like this. So there's coverage here, and we don't actually have to get to here, so it's fine. There's no reason to think that a guy here wouldn't grab this section here. A guy in this corner gets to this area. This guy would get to here like that. And then again, there'd be somebody down here like this who would cover this. And obviously we don't need power down here, so that's fine. Power there. So that's going to be pretty good. 6 of them. And, you know, again, it's pretty straightforward how it's going to happen, right? We would have, let's see, we would want to go probably like this. So we would clear these out. And then you would have your road go right like that. And again, it kind of sucks that, you know, your path gets interrupted, but it still looks fine. It's not that big a deal. I don't mind at all how it looks. And then, again, you'll have, now you've got your coverage, which gets to... Ooh, actually... That's actually not bad, though. I mean, it's fine because we're going to have another one here, and that's going to go straight down the road, and that will cover this edge just nicely. I do, however, have a concern with... I guess because this is more centered and this is off to the edge. I'm just not sure if we put one in this corner down here, if it's going to have coverage. It will be awfully... We're going to have to put it right at the edge. We will have to put it right to the very edge in this corner. Now we don't have the materials, but it'll basically have to be right here, and then hopefully it'll just reach up into there and grab that. I think it'd be pretty good. If you kind of eyeball that distance and then eyeball this distance, it's pretty similar. One way or another, we're going to get the power there. Right? Okay, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me on another episode of our Import Island series. The island is starting to take shape. The vision is becoming a little bit more clear, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. On the next episode, when we come back, I'll have a lot more of these guys in place. We'll be starting back over down in here with farmers and working our way back up again. And we'll start to get to do some detail work, and maybe before long, a couple episodes down the road, maybe we'll start out on one of our tourist attractions. All right. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time, folks. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Bye-bye.